works remotely, right? Anything that you're doing from a computer, a phone, they can actually do it for you, right? Virtual assistants. Now, when we talk about virtual assistants, they're just the overall term from people that work virtually. But when we think about virtual assistants, there are so many types of virtual assistants. You got executive assistants, social media managers, customer service, bookkeeping assistants, graphic design, content writer, funnel builders, system automations, and video editors, right? These are all roles and positions and types of virtual assistants, right? So what y'all see right here, and I love to show this picture right here, because when most people think about VAs or either they talk to VAs, most time it's online or over the internet, but most people never ever really been in the Philippines, right? And I've been in the Philippines multiple times. As you can see on there, you see Brandon, you see Derek, right? We really was in the trenches, really in the Philippines, really learning, really training, really trying to stay a step ahead in the with the VA game, right? It ain't too many people that look like us that's in the Philippines. Actually, when we were in the Philippines, there's only two or three people that look like me and there in the Philippines that we ran across, right? Um, so we really were in the trenches, training, working with VAs, and we really figured this thing out. As y'all can see, kind of doing a grand opening, right? So we actually got an office in the Philippines. We did all that good stuff, right? But whenever we think about choosing a virtual assistants, why do we choose to hire from the Philippines? Now you can hire virtual assistants from anywhere in the world. Why specifically do we choose to hire from the Philippines? Why? 70% of Filipinos have a college degree or some type of college education, right? When you think about the Philippines, they rank number two in the world um, um, when it comes to literacy, right? Most people in the Philippines speak and communicate really, really well, and they speak English. Whenever you're in the Philippines, you're riding down the street, you're riding down the roads, all the signs that you see, the billboards you see, everything is in English, is in no other language, right? And that's unlike most other countries, right? Just about everybody in the Philippines speak English. The labor cost is really, really inexpensive. You can hire a full-time virtual assistant starting at $2 an hour, $3 an hour, right? $600 a month. You can hire a full-time college educated person that speaks really, really good English, that's willing to work for you for 40 hours a week, put it all into it, put their best into it, right? $600 a month is really, really inexpensive to hire a VA. And most people say you damn, you paying somebody $600 a month. Do you feel bad about it? Nah, I don't. Why? Because we're both winning, right? $600 in the Philippines is a lot of money. Most people only get paid $200-300 in the Philippines, but when you come in and you pay somebody $600 a month, more than likely they're making more than their parents, making more than their friends, right? So don't think that paying them five, six, $700 a month isn't nothing. It's really, really great, right? So the price to hire VAs is really, really good. When we think about hiring, when we think about hiring um, a VA, some of us might say, "Damn, I just started my business. I don't know if I can afford to hire a VA right now." I want y'all to think about this. As a CEO, as a business owner, how much is your time worth, right? How much is your time worth? Let's just say your time is worth $100 an hour, and say you're stuck doing 3 hours of administrative work at $100 an hour. You just lost $300. This right here say 1,500, should say 300, right? But you just lost $300 from working 3 hours when you could have been making phone calls, making sales, doing something else that's going to help you scale and grow the business. But what if you're able to hire a VA for just $5 an hour, And if that person works for 3 hours, your outsourcing cost is only $15. Who wouldn't want to pay somebody $15 to handle all your administrative things and MWAs, minimum wage activities that you're having to do, right? As a business owner, you should always think about how can I outsource? How can I have someone else do the things that isn't creating me revenue in my business? How can I hire somebody else to do those tasks for me so that I can focus more on what's bringing in the revenue in the business? Whenever we think about delegating, this is a question that I get all the time. How do I know what to delegate in my business? And how do I know when it's the right time to actually hire somebody and start delegating? I always tell people to do these things right here, and I want y'all to take the time to do this as well. I want you to list down, when you think about your business, I want you to list down all the things and all the tasks that you're having to do, whether it's calls, customer service, social media management, onboarding, processing, disputing, whatever it is that you're having to do in your business. I don't care if it's 10 tasks or 100 tasks. I need you to list everything down in your business. Next, what I need you to do is go through that list. I need you to highlight everything green on that list that you enjoy doing and that you're great at doing. Next, I need you to highlight everything on that list red that you don't like doing, that you don't like doing and you're not great at doing. And then think about in your business, there are going to be things in your business that need to get done that you're not doing because you may not know how to do it. I need you to list those things yellow. So green, red, yellow. And whenever we think about businesses, most businesses are broken down into different departments. For the major departments, your marketing, your sales, your operations, and your customer service. So all of those tasks that you listed down, I need you to divide them into those different departments. And the reason I had you do that is whenever you look at that list, and you're going to see a bunch of stuff that's green, the things that you love doing, you're great at doing, and you enjoy doing, right? Those are the things that you probably, whenever you hire somebody, those are the things that you should start delegating first. Why do I say that? If you're doing something day in and day out, you're great at doing it, you love doing it, it's probably going to be the easiest thing for you to train somebody else how to do. Not only that, if you're doing something in your business, you enjoy doing it, you're good at it, and you're great at doing it, right? It's probably the thing that you're spending the most time doing in your business. So that need to be the stuff that you start delegating first so you can buy back your time. A lot of times in our business, we're doing things over and over and over throughout the day. It may take 2 minutes here, it may take 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, but we're doing it over and over and over. And we look up, we like, damn, where the time done went, because we're spending so much time doing small things that add up to hours and hours out of our day. Next, when you look at that list, right, I want you to go down that list and I want you to calculate how much time you're spending on each of those tasks. So if you got social media management on that list, I want you to think about how much time are you spending creating content, editing content, posting online, responding back to messages, responding back to comments. Try to calculate how much time you're spending doing those tasks. Next, I need you to put a $ next to everything in that business that's actually generating you revenue. So whenever you look at that list, you're able to see, okay, sales calls, that's generating me revenue. Webinars, that's generating me revenue, right? As a business owner, you need to focus more on the things that's generating you revenue, right? So put a $ next to all those tasks. Now we know how much we should be paying our VAs. We know how to delegate to our VAs. Let's talk about places to go online to actually find and recruit VAs. A few free places you can go is Facebook groups. If you able to pull out your phone right now, I want you to go to groups in Facebook, type in anything similar to Work From Home Philippines, Virtual Assistants Philippines. You're gonna see a bunch of different groups come up. Some groups got hundreds of thousands of VAs in that group. Some got hundreds or thousands in the group, right? But you got groups with a bunch of VAs in it that's willing and want to work, right? And not only willing to want to work, they're willing to work for $500-600 a month. Next is LinkedIn, which is one of my other favorite places to find virtual assistants from. Then referrals. If you know somebody or you got somebody with a VA, but the VA has to be a good VA, right? Ask them if they can give you a referral to their friend or somebody else that wants to work. Most times, virtual assistants are going to only refer you to somebody that's great. A lot of times in the country and in a place where you ain't got much money, you don't own a lot of things, most times the only thing that you got is your name. And they're not going to mess their name up for nobody. So they're going to only refer you to great people, right? Some other places you can go online is Online Jobs PH. I know most of you probably heard of that. Online Jobs PH. Upwork, right? Those are some places where you can actually go and find some VAs. Somebody do me a favor, while we're on the call, go inside Facebook, type in groups, type in virtual assistants from Work From Home, virtual assistants Philippines, something similar to that, and y'all type in the comments how many members those groups got in. Here's one of my own groups on Facebook. As you guys can see, you got 7.8 thousand members in the group. If you look right here, this one got 39,000 members in it, 11,000, 12,000, right? So these are free places where you can actually go and find a VA from. You don't have to pay Online Jobs PH, $99 a month. You can find VAs direct from Facebook or LinkedIn for free. Whenever you decide to go to Facebook, go to LinkedIn to find your VAs, especially on Facebook, here's exactly how you would create a post, right? The first thing you want to do is go to Canva, create some type of graphics that look like this. We are looking for home-based executive assistant. Send email requirements to whatever your email is at the bottom. People are visual, so the first thing they're going to see if they're on Facebook is the actual graphics of the job post, right? And then you want to type the actual text, and you want to type the job post for the actual job. Make it real simple. It ain't got to be real long. We're looking for full-time executive assistants, great communication skills. The idea, we need at least 2 years of experience being an EA, understands how to work efficiently and effectively despite pressure. This is a full-time position which needs 40 hours a week at work. Here's the rates. Now, I did say before, you can hire VAs for $2, $3, $4 an hour. I like to kind of pay VAs $5 an hour, for between $4 to $7 an hour based on their role, position, and their communication skills, right? Now, here's the thing. The other way to entice VAs to actually sign up for your company and apply is not only having the hourly rate that you want to pay them, but any benefits, any bonuses and anything like that that you actually offer, you can put that in here, right? Now we put $5 to $7 on here, but really we only pay VAs, let's say anywhere between $3 to $4 an hour. But what I do is I stack bonuses on top of it. So even though they're getting $4 an hour, when you stack all the bonuses on top of it, it averages out to about $5 to $7 an hour. So we do a attendance bonus, $25 a month attendance bonus. Performance bonus. If they hit all their KPIs, turn in all the end of day reports, do everything that they need to do throughout a week, they'll get a $25 a month performance bonus. We even do grocery bonuses. sometimes, which is $25 a month. And then we provide health insurance and health benefits, which is about $400 a year, right? So when you add all of that up, it adds up to about between $5 to $7 an hour. And I promise you, when you put this, create this job post, you're gonna get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that apply within a few days. And here's a sample of it right here. I created a job post, and this back in 2020. This is how long I was doing it. This is a screenshot for 2020, right? So as you can see, I created a job post, and I had all these people apply. All these people apply. All these people apply. Right? Now, that's a whole lot of people to apply for the same position. How do you narrow down your candidates, right? How do you narrow down the candidates that you want to hire? In your job post, when you create your job post, you want to say something similar to this, right? Let's just say put free hive in the subject line, right? Which means anybody that don't have free hive in the subject line, I don't even open up their email, right? The other thing you want to say in your job post, attach your resume or attach sample work to your email, which means everybody should have an attachment. You see? So if they don't have an attachment, I don't even open up the email. If you look at these emails, right, it's like 20 people that apply, only 2 people attached the resume. So these are the only 2 people that I pay attention to, right? Nobody else uploaded any attachments, so I don't even open up the emails. So those are 2 easy ways to kind of narrow down your candidates. One, if they follow the instructions and they put whatever you told them to put in the subject line when they apply, and if they uploaded the requirements that you asked for, whether it was sample, whether it was a resume, whether it was sample graphics or sample videos that they've edited, whatever you want to see, if they didn't upload it, you know they automatically fail, right? Yep. Y'all follow me so far? Any questions, anything, put it down in the comments. I'm gonna skip through some of this real quick for y'all. So another thing that I do is I ask all of the candidates to upload a 2-minute video, a video that's no longer than 2 minutes, explaining introducing themselves, telling me about their work experience and why they think they'll be a great fit for my company, right? And why do I do that? Why do I do that? The reason I do that is, one, I want to hear how well they communicate, see how great their English is, especially if they have to be on the phones, especially if they have to communicate with my clients, they need to speak really, really well. So that's one reason why I ask all of them to send in a video, a 2-minute video. The other reason is, if you send in a video that's longer than 2 minutes, that means you didn't follow directions. And when I hire people, I only want to hire people that can follow clear directions. So the video's longer than 2 minutes, I don't even open it up. I don't even consider that person. Why? Because they didn't pay attention to details. Thirdly, I want to see if that person put effort into creating the video, right? You see this person right here, white background. It's not a lot of wind in the video. They took time and made an effort to actually hold the phone up, put the phone on the stand, do whatever it is, take a video that look pretty good, right? So I like this video. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, if you can't hear the video, let me know in the chat, right? I'm gonna let you see how this person sounds.
My name is Veronica Andrea Ipan, and I am customer service representative for almost 3 years now. 7 months ago, I decided to look for a home-based job, and fortunately, I was able to find one. I actually
All right. Y'all can see she speaks really, really good English, right? And she was actually one of my appointment setters, and then turned into my turned to a salesperson for the credit repair company. So whenever you narrow your list down of candidates and you decide on, hey, this is who I want to hire. Okay, what's next? Next is your interview and your screening process. Whenever you're interviewing your VAs, you want to do all your interviews over video, whether it's Zoom, Google Meet, whatever it is, do your interviews over video. Why? A few different reasons. One reason I make sure I do all of the interviews over video, I want to see how that person communicates face to face with someone. I want to see if they're looking off to the side, getting answers for somebody, or reading off of another screen, or doing whatever, right? I want to be able to see that. Thirdly, I want to see how their work area look, right? Is it clean? Do you got people walking back and forth behind the screens? If is your work environment cluttered, right? I want to see all that. Why? One, because most times we're dealing with sensitive information, and we don't want people in the background, and we want to make sure that work area, work environment is secured, right? And two, I don't want to hire nobody that's unorganized and don't have their work environment organized if I need them to help keep me organized. That don't make sense, right? The other thing is I want to make sure that they have proper internet speed. Computer isn't freezing up while they're talking to me. None of that stuff, right? The other thing I do, and this is based on the role or the position that you're looking to hire the VA for. So if you're looking to hire a VA to help you with bookkeeping or accounting, or you're in the credit repair business, they got to do disputes for clients or whatever it is, you want to do background checks, right? How we do background checks? How do we do background checks, right? It's this thing called NBI clearances, right? NBI clearances, National Bureau of Investigations. Most times, all VAs have NBI clearances, especially when they're looking for a job. It's a form that you have. It's a letter that they get from the government. It lasts for about 6 months. It has that fingerprint, the name, the data, all the information on that. It also has a number. You can go to NBI clearance website, put that number in, and it'll give you the background check on that VA, whether it was arrested for, any issues, any warrants, anything like that. And I think I got a copy of it to show you guys what it looks like. I'm gonna skip over this part. This is what the NBI, this is what the NBI clearance looks like. Looks just like this. Picture, fingerprint, barcode for you to scan, personal information, and also has a number on here somewhere. All right. All you gotta do is go to NBI clearance website, put that number in, everything on that VA will pull up. That's one way to do it. Because I'm registered in the Philippines, I can do it a little differently. I can go to the Department of Labor. I could do other background checks on the VAs. But in you guys' cases, this is gonna be the easiest way. And if they don't have an NBI clearance, you can pay for it. They can pay for an NBI clearance for, I think, about $5 on the website. Yeah. So whenever you decide to hire your VA, right? You done went through the application, you done looked at the resume, you done hopped on an interview with them, you done did your background checks with the VA, you done did all the stuff that you need to do, and you like, damn, this is a really great candidate. This is who I want to hire, right? The first thing you want to do is, you want to make sure that VA has, you want to do a whole onboarding process with the VA. One, you want to make sure that VA got a contract, right? Now, in most cases, you're over here, your VA is overseas. So most times contracts won't hold up, right? If you're not registered in the Philippines. But what a contract do is it let that VA know, hey, this is a serious company. This person has given me a contract. This may be a long-term position, right? It makes the VA feel more comfortable that they even got a contract. But also in the contract, it lists their pay, the salary, any bonuses, benefits, their job duties, all of that stuff in the contract. Everybody feels more comfortable when they got a contract in place and when they're doing work, right? That's the main thing. You want to make sure they got a contract. And most virtual assistants, especially in the Philippines, they're real honest. So if they got a contract, even if they know the contract can't hold up in court, they're gonna ride out that contract. They're gonna let you know, hey, I got a contract for 6 months with another company. I can't leave for 6 months. Most time VAs are really honest when it comes to holding that end of the bargain. So provide a contract to the VA. Secondly, you want to set up any, so when you provide a contract, you also want to collect 2 forms of ID, right? 2 forms of identification from the VA. Why? Most people is never going to do you wrong or run off or do anything fraudulent when they know you got copies of their IDs, right? The third thing you want to make sure that you do, the third thing that you want to make sure you do is make sure that all of the VAs fill out a W-8BEN tax form. What is that? You can go directly to the IRS website. And I don't have this in the slide, but you can go directly to the IRS website, irs.gov. Type in W-8BEN. It's a tax form, right? And you want to give that to your VA so that they can fill out. What does that form details? It basically says, hey, I'm a foreign worker receiving American payments. It's gonna list the VA's information, address, social security, the social for the VA, all of that stuff. It's gonna list everything. And why do you need that? In case you ever get audited by the IRS for writing off expenses for somebody that's overseas, you can show the IRS like, hey, listen, I got this tax form. Here's when the VA started working for me. Here's their signature. Here's 2 forms, their ID, and here's a contract. So all the money that I wrote off on my taxes, it actually went to somebody, a real person, and not just a made up person, right? That's why you want to make sure that you have all this stuff in place. The other thing you want to do is, and I call it my coach onboarding method, but the other thing you want to do is set up the proper channels of communication with your VA. Now, I suggest that everybody here is using Google Workspace, right? Google Workspace. Google Workspace allows you to, one, give all of your VAs a company provided email address, but also in Google Workspace, they have a feature called Google Chat feature and Google Meet feature. Those are going to be really important when it comes to communicating with your VA. The Google Chat feature, it allows you to communicate, create different channels and all of that stuff for your VAs, your different departments, your different teams, and everything inside the Google Chat. So every single morning, I have different departments. So every single morning in one of my channels, all the VAs have to say good morning or hey, I'm clocking in, right? Just so we know that hey, this person, we heard from this person this morning, right? Excuse me, y'all. Also, you can make sure that your VA has Facebook set up so they can use Facebook Messenger, especially if they got to communicate, find leads for you and do all of that stuff. Facebook Messenger. So those are going to be your communication channels: Google Chat, Google Meet, and Facebook Messenger, and email, of course. Next, whenever you're hiring your VA, you want to make sure that they have some type of backup equipment and backup internet, right? The power goes out sometimes in the Philippines. You have tsunamis in the Philippines. And you want to just make sure that your VA has some type of way to get back on the internet. Most VAs have some type of generator in their home so they can set up their laptop, keep their laptop charged, and continue to work in case the power goes out. Or you can, if they don't have a generator, you need to make sure that they're able to locate the closest coffee shop, lounge, whatever it is in their area so they can walk to have internet. Because no matter what happens, they still got to work, right? Next, whenever you're onboarding your VA, you want to go over the schedule for your VA, right? Whether you're going to be working, they're going to be working a 9 to 5 shift, or they're going to be working a split shift, they're going to be off on the weekends, whatever that calendar looks like, you need to go over it with them, right? You need to go over that calendar with them so they know what to expect while working for you. Now, how we usually do it is we allow virtual assistants to be off on the weekends. Most of them work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Now, when we think about the time difference in the Philippines, it's about a 12-hour time difference in most places in the Philippines. When it's 1 a.m. here in the US, here on the East Coast, it's 1 p.m. in the Philippines. So about a 12-hour difference when you're on the East Coast, right? So some of the tools that you'll need, that your VA would need, of course, Google Workspace. You want to make sure they have their own business email address. Want to make sure that they have the proper communication channels set up, right? You want to make sure that you have a new hire orientation. You're introducing the new hires to your whole team, right? What you'll realize is the culture in the Philippines, they're really excited when they feel like they're in a team environment, when they feel like they're a part of a bigger picture, right? So VAs are much more happier to work when they're working with a team. So you want to always do a new hire introduction, introduce everybody to the team, right? You want to go over your mission, your vision, all the stuff that your company is about. You want to let that person know everything that you can about your company. Next, you want to set their working schedule, which we already talked about, right? So some of the ways to actually manage your VAs after they've already started working for you, here's a really, really important app, right? Time Clock Wizard. So if you don't have Time Clock Wizard, go and get it. It's Time Clock Wizard, and there's another one that we recently started using. We're kind of merging and switching over to. It's called Time Doctor. So both works the same way. The pricing is just a little different. With Time Clock Wizard, there's a monthly price. With Time Doctor, it's price based on per VA, right? But what does this app do? It allows your VAs to clock in and clock out every morning, every evening from this app. And they have to clock in via screenshot. So you know it's actually them that's clocking in and not a friend. It allows you to track what they're actually doing throughout the day. So yes, it's an app. They will have to download it on their computer. And once they clock in, it automatically starts recording their screen. So it got two features. One, you could do live recording, which we never use because we don't want to record a person's screen all day. But what we do have is there's a feature that snaps screenshots every 5 minutes of your VA's computer screen. So inside of Time Clock Wizard, it snaps screenshots every 5 minutes of your VA's computer screen. So you can actually see what they were working on every 5 minutes. It tracks the websites that they browse throughout the day. It also tracks how much idle time that person has. So if a person is working a 40-hour shift for you, but they ain't been doing nothing for 2-3 hours throughout the day, they done disappeared somewhere, it'll let you know, right? It'll show you how much idle time they have, meaning their computer and keyboard isn't active, isn't moving, right? And you can also set it up to where if that person is inactive for up to 30 minutes, it'll automatically clock them out. It'll clock them out and it'll send you an alert to let you know, hey, we just clocked this person out. Their computer and keyboard was inactive for 30 minutes. And you can pick up the phone and call that VA. Hey, what's going on? Is your computer broke? Your computer down? Are you asleep on the job? Like, what's going on? Why aren't you working for the last 30 minutes? Man, I love this app, right? It also calculates the hours and everything, so it makes it easier for you to do payroll. here's Google Workspace. I have G Suites here, but now it's called Google Workspace. So this is the app that you guys need to get. And it starts at about $6 per email, right? And the reason I love Google Workspace, it has a vault feature on there. And in the vault feature, what happens is if any VAs or anybody's deleted any emails, deleted any files that they've uploaded, you can recover any emails or recover any files at any time with a click of a button. As the admin, if you got a user that got upset with you, or they try to delete all the files and all the work that they did for you, all you gotta do is just go back and hit a button, it'll recover anything that was ever deleted. Not only that, if you have staff members that's using emails or sending out emails to people and they try to delete the email so you can't see it, click a button, all the emails that they ever sent out, all the emails that they ever received, you can pull it back up with a click of a button. I promise you this is a game changer. So if you're using Yahoo, you're using Comcast.net, whatever those crazy emails is, go ahead and sign up for Google Workspace. I promise you it's a game changer. The other thing is Trello, right? Trello is a project management app, right? Trello is really, really great. If you're not already using it, which you're working with Elle and Chanel, so I'm pretty sure y'all using Trello or ClickUp is all about the same, but you need some type of project management workspace. And we use Trello because it's free for the most case. Next, end of day reports, right? End of day reports. Whenever somebody's working, at the end of the day, they have to send us in the end of day report after every shift. Most times the shift is from 9 to 6 with an hour lunch break in between. So they work 4 hours, take an hour break, work another 4 hours. So on the end of day report, it's going to show what time they clocked in, the date, what time they clocked in, what time they took their break, what time they clocked out. It's also going to have the work that they listed down, the stuff that they should have been trying to complete throughout the day. If they completed it, they'll put completed, or incomplete, whatever it is. So you can actually see the stuff that your VA did for you throughout the day. And it's your responsibility as a business owner to check off on those end of day reports every single day. If you check off on those end of day reports, but stuff didn't get done or you didn't really read it, you can't come back to your VA a week later and say, hey, you supposed to turn this in last week. You didn't turn it in. Well, you checked off on the end of day reports every single day, right? So it holds everybody accountable. Now, what we've started implementing in my business is I'm now, and you guys don't have to do that. The reason we do this is because we have a bunch of VAs, but also our VAs work for other clients as an agency, right? So I want to make sure that every dime that my clients are paying me, they're actually getting work completed for that time, right? So I make all my VAs send in hourly updates. So every hour, on the hour, they got to send a quick update, let me know what they completed for the previous hour. And they still got to send in the end of day report. We ain't playing. We need productivity to be on all-time high. On all-time high. Training, right? These are training. So it's an old flyer. It's what, 21? I've been doing this a long time. You want to provide training to your VAs. VAs love training. They love learning new skills. They love picking up on new skills. So if they ever leave you one day, they got a skill to take somewhere else, right? Most VAs have no problem with learning and picking up new skills. So you want to constantly do trainings, right? Anything that you need your VA to do, you want to train them on. Anything that they don't know how to do and you don't know how to train them on, you can easily provide trainings, purchase trainings, have them go to YouTube, whatever it is, and they'll go and watch it, they're going to do it, they're going to study it for you. sometimes I have programs, sometimes I have courses that I purchased that I can't go through all the courses. So I have my VAs take the courses or take the class or take the mentorship program for me, and then they bring me back all the information. If you're having to train your VA on how to do things for you in your business that you're already doing, a few things you can do is everybody should have Loom downloaded where you actually record your screen. So if I'm having to do a task in the business, I simply record my screen, talk through it, also type the steps out step by step, and then send it over to my VA. It don't have to be perfect, right? As long as you got some type of SOPs that you're creating and that you can send your VA, it's a start. SOPs, standard operating procedures, is meant to get better over time, right? So don't worry about, hey, I can't hire my VA because I don't have all my trainings. The training VA, when they start working for me, it's okay, right? It's okay. But the main thing is you want to provide some type of training for your VAs so that they know what to do, how to do it, when to do it. This one of the academies that I offer, where you can put your VAs in, they can get trained for free. So anybody that's in one of my mentorships, they get a full training academy with over 50 different courses in it. They can actually train their VAs on it for free. The other thing that's really, really important is making sure that you have weekly team meetings with your VA. This is a Zoom call with me on it, with my VAs on it. Y'all see me up in the corner, right? Probably the only Black person on this call. Right? It's important to have these weekly team meetings. Every single week, Wednesday, no matter what, we have a team meeting, right? Team meetings at 5:30 every single Wednesday, no matter what. Every single Wednesday, no matter what. Why? You want to get them accustomed to showing up for those weekly team meetings. Most people, whenever they have a task or a job to complete, when they know they got to meet with their boss on Wednesday, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna try to make sure they got everything damn done before they got to hop on that meeting, right? The other thing is on the meetings, we discuss issues, we discuss problems, we discuss things that can make the business better. We discuss small wins, right? We have fun on the calls. We play games on the call. We give away money on the calls. We have talent shows on these meetings. We have all this stuff just to build a culture up within our company, right? So the VAs love showing up for these Wednesdays calls. It ain't just like a regular meeting. Of course, we're gonna talk about the company and stuff we got to do and down the issues and the wins and all that stuff. But for the most part, we like to have fun on the calls. And because it's a virtual setting, we want everybody to get used to seeing their coworkers, seeing their team members, right? Weekly team meetings, this is important. Even if you got one person, two people, 5 people, 100 people working in your company, you want to start doing this now. Even if you don't have VAs and it's just you and whoever else, you want to set weekly team meetings every Wednesday. I don't care if it's a 15-minute meeting every Wednesday, every Thursday, whatever it is. Payroll. Whenever your VA is working for you, they using Time Clock Wizard. You're keeping up with their time with their hours, and it's time to pay them, right? You want to download this app right here. It's called Wise, WISE or Remitly. Either one of these apps will work. You got 2 options here. You got 2 options here. Now, you want to pay your VA bi-weekly, so pay them twice a month. We usually do the 1st and the 15th. Well, I'm sorry, we do the last day of the month, which is the 31st or the 30th, whatever the last day of the month is, and then the 15th, right? Every 2 weeks. You want to pay your VAs every 2 weeks. Most people, they do either, like I say, the 1st, the 15th, or in the Philippines, they usually do the 5th and the 20th in the Philippines. So those are the dates that they're accustomed to. You can follow those same dates, or you could just do the dates that whatever dates you want, as long as it's every 2 weeks. You don't want to pay your VA weekly. Pay them every 2 weeks. You don't want to pay them monthly because a person don't want to work a whole month before they get paid. And you want to do it just like a regular job do here in the US. You want to make them you want to make sure that they put a week in a hole in. Right? A week in the hole. Go over this. Some of the benefits that you can do for your VA. We'll talk about payroll real quick. Let's just talk about payroll. Let's go back there real quick. Where we go right here. So we give everybody paid leave, right? So you got to, for every month that you work, an entire month without missing a day, without being late, you get 1 day of paid leave. So after 3 months of working, you can take 3 days paid leave and you get paid for it. We provide health insurance and health benefits, right? Through this company right here called Mexicare. You see right here, health insurance, 4,999 pesos. That's equivalent to about 90 US dollars. Right? You can actually go to this website, sign your VA up for health insurance for $90. Why is that important? Just like in the US, when we work for a company that we're thinking about leaving, what's the first thing we think about? Damn, I can't leave because I got all these benefits. I got this health insurance. I ain't going nowhere right now. I'm gonna leave next year, right? And that's the same thing that your VAs think about. The benefits, the health insurance, all the stuff that you're providing them. Now, when you hire your VAs and you build your contract out, you want to hire your VAs for whatever their salary is. Let's say if they're making $3 an hour or however you do your contract, you can do hourly or you can do monthly, right? For you guys, because you probably gonna have only 1 or 2 VAs, you can do hourly, so $3 an hour, $4 an hour. For us, we do monthly rate, so we bring people in and pay them on a monthly basis. So their salary may be $600 a month, and we just split that up to 300 bi-weekly, right? But what happens is after 90 days, which is a probationary period, you want to give that person an increase or a raise, right? So we usually do like a $50 raise after 90 days. And then after 180 days, we do another $50 raise. And then they don't get their next raise until 12 months. Also at the 90-day period, we send them a welcome kit. So that welcome kit has a water bottle, company merch in it. What else we have in it? Keychains, we have mouse pads, but what's most important is we give everybody a company ID. A company ID after 90 days. Company ID, real ID. And we get IDs printed from Etsy, right? And what the ID needs to have is the VA's picture on the front, the name of the company. On the back is going to have whoever's responsible for the HR. So it's going to have the HR manager, the contact information, the email information, and your signature on the back of the ID. And what does the ID do? The ID actually allows them to go and get loans. The ID allows them to go and buy homes, and they can even get on flights with the ID, right? And not only that, it's a way to market your company as well. When they got IDs, they show the ID off to everybody, all their friends. I'm proud. I got a company ID. Look what I got. They post it on their Facebook page. They go crazy because they got a company ID and some company merch. The stuff that we never appreciate over here, right? Small things like that keep your team members happy. Small things like that make them want to work for you. Small things like that make them refer other VAs to your company. at the end of the day, we hire VAs to work for us, to help us build our company, build our brand. I always say this, like no matter where they at in where the person at in the world, I don't care if you're across the on the other side of the planet, a third world country, no matter what it is, right? No matter if you're paying them $2 an hour, $3 an hour, right? Treat your VA right. And I promise you, they're gonna be loyal to you, and they're gonna do everything that you need them to do in the business, right? So if you guys got any questions, and here's how to connect with me. I'm mostly on Instagram, but here's how you guys can connect with me if you need to. But right now, I'm gonna take this down, I'm gonna start sharing, and I'm gonna do a quick Q&A. Excuse me, I know them lips are pressure. Mouth dry, I'm sorry. Mexico, that's it. Yeah. I got a lot of questions that I didn't even see. If y'all got any questions, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat. Any questions, put them in the chat. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, all right. Put any questions in the chat so I can get to your question. What's up, Marcus? Jenny, how you doing? End of the day report, it wasn't an app, it's just a template. And I'll try to get that template to you guys. Just a template. You can create your own template as well. Questions, questions, questions. Let me have it. So how do we get a copy of the backup work should something happen and you cannot get in touch with your VA? So one thing is, remember I talked about making sure that your VA works, have a week in the hole, right? The other policy that we put in place is if you just up and quit, no call, no show, you don't show up no more, you don't get your last check, right? If you just want to say I quit tomorrow or hey, I'm resigning tomorrow, you don't get your last check. You got to put in a 14-day notice that you're going to be leaving, right? That gives everybody time to prepare, time to bring somebody else in, get that person trained to take over your position. And the reason you do that is when you put things like that in place, your VA isn't just going to not show up. They're going to show up, right? Because they're going to turn over everything that needed to turn over to you to get that last check, right? Those are some measures you can do just to make sure that that person could continue to show up and don't just drop off the earth, right? Having those in place, but also, like I said, having Google Workspace in place. If they're creating any files for you, they're sending you any work, anything that a VA completes for me, they got to upload in the Google Drive folder. Anything you complete, I need to upload in the Google Drive folder. So I always have access to anything that they ever did or ever created for me. Sue, that was for you, Sue. Questions, questions, questions. Any more? So when we talk about VAs, right? Man, there's so many things in your business that they can be doing for you. One of the things that I have my VAs do for me every single day, I got one VA, this is her only job. Every single day, I need you to find 100 business owners, create a sales sheet, list down their name, number, email address, business phone number, everything that you can find on the client, find on that business. And then I need you to cold call, text, and email and send that person a DM or a Facebook message every single day. So you do that with 100 people, 100 new business owners that they find every single day. We get at least 5 to 10 appointments booked just from that method alone. Something real simple as that, right? Before anybody books a consultation with us, guess what else I have my VA do? They do a recon on everybody. Whenever they see an appointment come through, they go and do a recon. And recon is they go and do all the research on that person that they can find, so that we know who we get on the call with, because it makes closing the sale a whole lot easier and better when we don't research that person beforehand, right? Small things like that your VA can be doing for you. If you're trying to get on more stages to speak, you're trying to get on more podcasts, have your VA put the work in for you. They should be finding these different podcasts, reaching out to the different business owners, right? I mean, reaching out to these different podcasts, sending them over your information, trying to get you booked, right? It's small things that your VAs be doing that's gonna help you scale and grow your business that we don't even think about. We think about our VA just doing administrative stuff. No, right? See what else. If your VA is the owner of a file in the Google Drive, can they? It don't matter if your VA is a owner of the Google Drive. They have a company email address. So first off, when your VA start working for you, Aletha Cooper, this is for you. When your VA start working for you, you're gonna set them up a Google email address, a business email address. Even though they're the owner of that email address, you're the owner, you're the administrative owner of that whole entire email. So even though they deleted something, they created a drive, they're the owner of that drive, and they delete it, you can go into your administrative account and recover everything that was ever deleted, no matter who was the owner. If they delete something, you can go into your administrative account on the back end of your Google Workspace and recover anything that was ever deleted. Yep. So you're gonna have people that I've had a few VAs that try to delete stuff because they felt like they was unfairly fired or whatever it is. I don't care, right? I get to recover anything that was ever deleted. The other thing is, whenever you're deciding to offboard a VA or you're deciding to fire a VA, one part of the offboarding process is making sure that they turn over all of their login credentials, turn over all of their passwords to everything that they had, right? Or you can't get your last check. Most VAs are gonna do that because $300 is a whole lot of money in the Philippines to lose for trying to delete something. So the stuff we think about, a lot of times, is you don't have to worry about that much. All right. So do I have VAs for multiple tasks or one VA for everything? It all depends. One VA can't do everything, right? Say if you're looking to hire a social media manager, that person might be great when it comes to social media posting, creating your edits, your graphics and stuff for you, but it may not be able to speak great English to be on the phones with you, be on the phones for you. It may not have great skills where they can type emails and do all that stuff for you. So when you hire the VA and you put them in certain roles, you want to put them in the roles that's best suited for their skills. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. So that's it, right? I don't think let me see if I got any more questions. How do we register our business? Google Workspace the same as Microsoft Workspace. Google Workspace is different from Microsoft Workspace, two different things. Um, so how are you monitoring your team members to make sure they're working? One, you want to use Time Clock Wizard, the app that I showed you guys. Secondly, you want to make sure they send in the end of day reports or either hourly reports. You want to make sure you definitely have a weekly team meeting with your whole team. But throughout the day, I also have meetings with individual departments as well to get updates of where everybody's at and what they're doing, right? Um, that was for you, Mr. Galloway. Uh, where do you order, send welcome kit merch from? There's different kind based on where your VA is at in the Philippines. You're gonna order from different places, right? Most times, the malls in their city have just about anything that you need, right? And you can look up different shops that actually make all of this different stuff, make these different kits, or you can order them online and then just send it to your VAs. One place that I like to order little stuff from is called 24-hour wristband. 24-hour wristband. They sell everything, markups for everything, pens, mouse pads, water bottles, mugs. They sell t-shirts. You can have all this stuff printed as well. Now, what I usually do is I order everything and they have my person on the ground in the Philippines disperse it to all the different VAs. So I basically just walk you guys through how to actually hire your VAs, right? Step by step by step. Of course, you got to get in, you got to try, you got to do it, right? Everything becomes easier and makes a whole lot more sense once you're in it and actually doing it, right? So tonight, if you don't have a VA, what I want you to do is I want you to think about the things that you need done in your business. Whenever we think about hiring, we hire for two different reasons. I want y'all to remember this. We hire because we need to free up our time, right, in our business, or we need to hire people. We don't have enough time left throughout the day, so we need to hire VAs so we can create more freedom, create more time, have them do things so we can save time. And or we can hire VAs so they can help us scale our business, right? They can help us grow our business, right? So I want you to think about, do you need more time, right? Or do you need to hire somebody to come help you do things so you can grow, scale, and bring more business in? And then think about, what are the things you need to hire a VA for? Go ahead and create your job post. Go ahead and go inside Facebook groups, sign up, join those different groups, sign up for online jobs account, PH account if you need to, and then just get to work with these notes. So I'm gonna make sure you guys got a copy of the slides so y'all can take with y'all in the group and kind of go through that stuff I talked about. So that's it for me. Any more questions, definitely put it in the group. And I'm out. I'm gonna let Coach Derek take over.
No, I got some questions for you. You talking about something? Hey, if anybody got some questions, what you got going on, Ken? Where you at?
What's going on?
I'm hanging in here, man. Hey, did y'all enjoy the class tonight? Y'all think y'all ready to start hiring Virginia? Y'all ready to start hiring some VAs?
Hey, I'm gonna say this,
These
Derek.
classes, man, when they be giving game and when they be taking you through processes, giving you resources, you gotta always remember 72 equals PNR. After 72 hours, that equals the point of no return, right? You can't even remember what you ate 3 days ago. Ken, what you ate 3 days ago?
I don't know.
You gotta go and rewind and think about the day. Like, what's Wednesday? I bet everybody on here like, what is Wednesday? Oh, what Tuesday, Monday, Sunday? Okay, it was at the you got to go through all that to see where you was to realize what you ate and what you actually, did that. So, and that's only because if you at an event or at something memorable, that's the only time you'll remember. But most people can't remember what they actually ate, unless you went out with people and things like that. So, man, y'all got 72 hours to start implementing, right? Y'all got 72 hours to start implementing everything, or it'll just be another piece of good information going down the drain, right? And that's what we got to make sure that we prevent from happening. Let me see. Can y'all see me, or y'all still see Ken empty chair because he right there at the door? Okay, y'all see me. That's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm back in my office. It feels good. I had a crazy weekend. We had a workshop, pretty dope. And then, we're going to start planning on an actual conference to go ahead and do that conference thing. But we definitely going to tailor it around the real done is better than perfect concept, right? So y'all asked some really good questions on here because I was able to learn from y'all too. And one of the things that we do is, especially when we start building, one of the things that we do is we forget, right? We forget that phase where the struggle happened. Remember, I told y'all to document the process while you're struggling. If you don't document while you're struggling, what's going to happen is you're going to be in a success stage, and once you get successful, you're going to try to forget the hard times. You know, because what happens when a person run up on a couple of M's? They try to get as far away from the hood, the far away from how they came up, all the bad memories as possible, and then they'll come and try to capitalize. But then you got to go back and dig through some things and try to forget and remember that, right? So right now, while you're struggling, while you're going through certain things, you got to really start documenting. And the reason why I say that is because when we start building and we start growing things and we start to teach and start to coach, if y'all don't ask these questions, it's certain things, because we're so on tunnel vision to success, we forget to share small intricate details, right? And so that's why asking those questions are really valuable. Don't think that they're dumb questions. I want you to think that, hey, if I ask them, it might take them to a place where they got to remember that. And then we could probably use that to help y'all. And, you know, we got coaches on here, and it's the same when you start mentoring people. If you aren't already, you got to just make sure that, you know, you keep in mind, have some grace on yourself or show yourself some grace that you do forget a lot of things, you know, and that's normal. So, you know, I think y'all asked some really good questions, because y'all brought a lot of like early stage stuff back out. Because I remember when Ken probably told y'all we're trying to get our first VAs and things like that, you know, those processes and all of that. So, man, we thank y'all. We want to make sure anybody got the link to leave Ken a review, because we want to make sure that you guys really, really, really leave him a review. Not only did he come in to coach and to come in and teach, he drove all the way down to the office. You know, he's actually in the other room. We're in the same office. So, you know, it's kind of look weird and it sounds weird. I had to close the door to make sure I don't hear the feedback. And I'm actually in my office and he's in the front office. So, you know, that's dope that he came to make sure that he poured into you guys. You know, with almost 1,000 people in the inner circle, you know, we're having about 70 show up on live. You know, we just don't want y'all to give up. So for the ones who are here, you know, we thank y'all, because y'all could have been somewhere else. Y'all could have been doing something else. You could have been dealing with a dancing bear, right? But one of the things that we want to make sure is that we don't continue to have these numbers below 10% of a show up rate of people who are actually live and active in the inner circle. Because once people get too dependent, especially that's why we do them in the evening. Once people get too dependent on, oh, it'll be a recording in here, then we'll probably just stop doing them live. We're trying to make sure that we have them live. But also, you know, it's not a numbers thing, because everybody might not need this side. But I don't think there's no business in the world that don't need VAs. So I think we probably got to do a better job of making sure that they know which ones are life-changing important and which ones are really good information, because this is one that I know at least 50% of the people should be on. So let's make sure that we start letting people know that when we on this call, if we do show up live, because, you know, people travel, they give up things. Ken was supposed to be on a flight today. And, you know, it was one of those things where you're like, no, bro, I'll do it. I'm going to, you know, move it to tomorrow. And, you know, so I just want to thank y'all for allowing him to pour into you guys. Ken, you there?
I'm here.
Man.
I definitely say, piggyback on what you said, man. Like, this is definitely an important call. One of the things that I know for sure is once you're able to understand how to hire VAs and how to build your team, it eliminates any excuse that you can ever think of why you can't get something done. Right? If you feel like, hey, I'm not technically savvy, you can hire a damn VA. If you feel like I can't write and I can't spell, you can hire a damn VA. You feel like you can't edit videos and do graphics, you can hire a damn VA, right? And I tell people all the time, people look at me now and what I do and the stages I hit and all the stuff I've accomplished, but I came from a service-based industry, right? I was towing cars, I was snatching motors out of cars, I was changing oil and brakes and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the industry that I came from, right? So I've never been a person that's been online and real tech savvy, right? But I know I can hire a VA to help me do the things that I can't do the things that I don't know how to do. And most importantly, help me free up time, and help me get more things done. Whenever we get into business, no matter what industry we're in, no matter what level of success we're at, we all got into business for a few different reasons, right? One, we want more freedom, whether it's financial freedom, we want more time freedom, and we just want the freedom to get up and do what the hell we want to do when we want to do it, right? Um, and the only way to get true freedom is understanding and knowing when, where, how to get the help that you need, right?
Man, that's dope. And I think, yeah, that's really 100% it in a nutshell. Um, One of the things, so Rose, are you here?
Yes, sir.
You can cut your
I'm
video
here.
on. You can cut your video on, Rose.
Okay.
So, hey, can you share the process of how these calls are made throughout this process? Am I involved in that process anymore?
I'm sorry, sir. You want me to go through the how the webinar works?
Yeah, well, not
What I
just
usually do?
just all the like the calls, like when L comes up with the schedule, right?
Yeah.
How does that flow start?
Okay, so you have 3 VAs. So the first one is assigned to the flyers, and he knows the schedule ahead. So I'll communicate with him and ask him about the schedule because I'm the one attending the meeting. And there's also one VA who's assigned to send text messages to everyone.
Got you. So one person takes the schedule, creates a flyer, gets the pictures, and they go and ChatGPT creates captions of what they're going to talk about. And then they get that over to you, or they get it over to, so they do the flyers as well as the captions, right?
I think the caption is already included in the flyer.
Okay, and then it goes to then it goes to you, and you create the actual Zoom call, the webinar.
That's right, sir.
And then you take the link and then you send it to the person who's responsible for sending it out to make sure that the schedule is done. They get the text message and the email on time, and they get a reminder when it starts. So all of that's
Yes.
done. So by the time I show up, I'm already knowing what I'm talking about, or by the time that the coach show up, they already got a schedule. So L's VA make sure that they get their schedule, make sure that they get the link for the call if it's a guest coach, directly through hers. And so what I love about that is it's a well-oiled machine, and the work still gets done. And then now it doesn't burn all the VAs out, but it makes sure. And so now every time we have coaching calls, Rose shows up. And I know y'all probably used to seeing the Derek Harper name there, but since she took over, it turned to Inner Circle Host, right? And so anytime you see Inner Circle Host, 9 times out of 10, she's logged into the account and, knocking it out. So what happens after the call? What's the process of getting it into the dashboard and things like that after the call?
Well, I download the recording and then upload it so that everyone can see, depending on their subscription, sir, in Inner Circle Pro or Inner Circle Core.
So, and then and Core, they get, so Core, then you turn on access, for 72 hours, and then and turn them off as time.
Yes. After 72 hours, I'll turn off the recordings.
Oh, that's dope. And see, my thing is, can you imagine one person trying to do all that, Rose? You get what I'm saying? Just to be able to pull a coaching schedule off every day, that's probably enough for one person to maximize their whole week. And I just wanted to let you know I appreciate you, because since you came in and took over the calls, make sure they start on time, make sure that you bring the coach up. And you actually brave enough to get in there and talk to the people and welcome them in. So I really appreciate that. So, I just wanted to let them know. And you're in the Philippines, right?
That's right, sir. It's 9 a.m. here.
Oh, wow. So this is dope. And so that's, people think when you start saying VAs, they think, oh, the quality falls off. But no, like, you do a way better job than I ever did trying to run these Zoom calls. And, so I appreciate you for that, because we wouldn't have been able to get the rest. Did you know that before you took over, me and Elle was on every one of these calls every single day, sitting through the whole call, and like literally life was over, not really over, but we was on there every single day, all the way through the call and event, something went wrong. And then when we did a Q&A, you know, people go in the waiting room, you got to add them, and that's a job in itself because you can't do that while you're teaching. So, you know, just wanted to say I appreciate you again and let them see the operations in real time. And then, you know, because you also coordinate with Carla and the VAs that's actually in the inbox that's responding directly to people out of my personal Facebook. So, you know, I love how, you know, people can see the body concept, like how we literally bodied the everyday coaching program and then delegated that to you and delegated that because I used to be sending those texts out. I used to be sending the reminders out. Sometimes I forget and be like, oh man, the day of. And then I love the fact that, you know, when you guys need something, you know, you can go directly to Vanessa as well. And she, you know, I love the fact that she's helpful for y'all as well. So, you know, just wanted to come on and give you your flowers and say thank you because you saved a lot of time for us. And the only time I really got to come on other than when I'm coaching is introducing a new coach or just being nosy because I learned just like the students as well. So appreciate you. Just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much as well, sir. I appreciate the opportunity.
All
Thank you.
right. So Ken Scan.
What's going on?
Paperboy, what's going on, man? Hey, y'all know Atlanta, the show Atlanta. Paperboy, Ken, you sent that to all hosts and panelists. You gotta, I forgot it don't let you chat with everybody because it got me as the host. I needed to turn back up. But you say use LastPass for password security. So yeah, if y'all scared to share passwords, LastPass is really good because it allows you to get access to their email address or something like that, right?
It allows you to get them passwords and credentials without actually giving it to them. You'll get them a code and they can log in, and whenever you want to snatch.
You can grant like a one-time access, 20, yeah. Or is it a time limit? Can you do like 1 week or?
Yeah, you can do that as well, or you can just do ongoing. But the important thing is if somebody leaves, quits, you fire them, want to let them go, just go inside your LastPass account and remove whatever you don't want them to have access to without having to go and change all your passwords.
Yeah, that's dope. I need to start doing that. See, another student, another jam. So Ken, what's next, man? What's next for Ken Collier?
What's next for Ken Collier? So what I'm focusing heavy on this year is coaching and teaching and helping other people start agencies, VA staffing agencies. One of the things I realized with my company is I get everybody from different industries coming to us, handing us up, and I can't serve everybody, right? People come to us needing bookkeeping, needing dispatchers, and certain industries I don't specialize in, right? Tutors, like all type of industries. So what I decided to do was start teaching other people how to start their agency. And then whatever industry or whatever you specialize in, when I have clients, I can send them your way, right? But yeah, that's what I'm focused heavy on, just teaching other people how to do what I do. I feel like I'm an expert in doing this. I've been doing it so long. And like you always say, it ain't nothing if you can't help nobody else do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
And well, you know what I realized, man, what I learned? If you don't train people at the level that you're at now,